Welcome back, everyone, to Retro Rewind.
Hey there.
We are jumping back in the time machine today, setting the dial for late 1988. We're looking at Nintendo Power issue 003, the November-December issue.
Oh yeah, the big holiday one. This was the issue you wanted under the tree. Or at least, to read while waiting for stuff under the tree.
Exactly. You can almost smell the pine needles and feel that static electricity from pulling off a new sweater. This was their premiere holiday issue, and wow, it was substantial.
Right. 110 pages. That's a big jump from the first couple.
A huge jump. So our mission today is basically to unpack all that. What did those extra pages mean? What games got the spotlight? Any, weird surprises?
Always weird surprises in these early issues. Let's dive in.
Okay, so first off, that size, 110 pages. What did that signal, really? More than just, holiday flow.
Oh, definitely. It meant more space for everything. Deeper dives into games, more tips, longer features. It felt like Nintendo knew everyone would have more time off school, more time to play, maybe new games to figure out.
So it was sort of a statement, here's everything you need for the holidays.
Exactly. You could spend serious time with this issue. It felt like a proper event magazine.
And it really leaned into that whole holiday theme, didn't it?
Yeah, you felt like they were celebrating with you. It was part of that whole Nintendo magic back then.
Okay, so with all this space, what games were front and center? Track and Field 2 seems like a big one.
Huge, massive coverage. They talked about life-size, high-voltage action, which, maybe a bit of hyperbole for the NES, but still.
15 different events. Pole vault, fencing, swimming.
And taekwondo. Remember how they described it? The art of man-to-man competition, imported from the Orient, ancient as the Great Wall.
Huh. Yeah, that phrasing definitely screams 1988. It's kind of amazing.
It really is. And
Yeah.
the tips were super specific, like for triple jump, exactly when to hit B as your feet hit the sand.
Or freestyle swimming, just mashing that A button like crazy, but then timing B for breaths.
Right. And the different kicks in taekwondo, managing stamina. These weren't just simple button mashers. Well, some were. But there was technique.
Yeah, strategy digged right into the magazine. So beyond sports, they also pushed some super awesome new role-playing video games.
Marks for these, finally getting some major attention. Ultima, Exodus and Legacy of the Wizard.
Right, these required fast thinking, they said. Very different vibe from, say, Mario.
Totally. Ultima drops you into Britannia, you've got Exodus threatening everything, and you need a party. Humans, elves, dwarves.
Hobbits, and fuzzies. Seriously, fuzzies.
Fuzzies, each with different skills, fighters, magic users, classic stuff.
In combat was brutal. No retreat on plains or forests. You just had to beat everyone.
Yeah, and exploration, traps, roaming monsters needing skill to even open treasure chests.
And get this, a fire mark to walk on lava. How cool is that?
That's the kind of detail that just sticks with you. And those dungeons, 7 of them, but they were 8-story mazes.
8 stories. That's intense. Not exactly a quick playthrough.
No kidding. But Legacy of the Wizard was totally different. Dragon frozen in a painting.
Yeah, and you play as different family members. The sister jumps well, the grandpa can keep going, the pet sneaks past enemies. It's like a family team-up.
Really creative use of characters. Shows the genre was already branching out even on the NES.
They also gave a nod to Blades of Steel, just called it the newest ice hockey game.
Sometimes simple is effective, I guess.
And then there was Anticipation, which they flagged as something completely different.
Yeah, that 4-player party game. Part board game, part video game.
You land on squares, guess sketches, spell words, trying to collect those 4 colors.
Using those, really distinct markers. The shoe, the trumpet, the teddy bear, the ice cream cone.
You can just picture the arguments over who got the teddy bear.
Totally. Then there was Cobra Command. Flying a helicopter on a rescue mission.
Yeah, the setup was pretty dramatic. 8-year war, undermanned, rescuing hostages.
More than just arcade action. And the weapons. Single or dual cannons, anti-tank guns, rapid fire.
And that 3-way shot from supply depots. Plus, lowering a ladder with the A button to evacuate people. That's vivid.
Definitely. And racket attack for tennis fans. 16 pros, different court speeds, top spin. Get pretty detailed for the time.
Then we hit the video shorts section, which was just bam, 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 game after game.
Like a whirlwind tour of the NES library. Wobble bobble. 113 stages.
How to spell EXTEEND and Paperboy. Avoiding cars, punks, the Grim Reaper.
Hitting non-subscribers' houses for points. So mischievous.
Ghostbusters, taking out a loan, buying equipment, Zool, Gozer, the Marshmallow Man.
Iconic. Tecmo baseball with actual teams, pitching stats, the DH, even a watch mode.
Challenge Pebble Beach for the serious golf sim crowd.
Dr. Chaos, that sounded kind of creepy. Warp zones, mutated monsters assembling laser.
Finding vitamins. And Tecmo Bowl, another huge one. Coaching plays, fourth down decisions.
Those close-up high fives, so good.
Platoon, based on the movie. Keeping your sanity, jungle stages, managing your squad.
Finding medical supplies on enemies sometimes, that's dark but interesting.
Mylan's Secret Castle. Okay, this one sounded complex. Collecting crystal balls and secret items. Finding hidden rooms. Shops.
Yeah, way more depth than you might think just looking at the box. Music box bonus stages too.
And quick hits for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Transforming. California Games, bringing that PC favorite over.
6 games in one. BMX, skateboarding.
And Operation Wolf. Arcade hit, using the controller or the zapper. Man, that was a lot of games.
Seriously packed issue. It shows just how much was hitting the NES by late '88.
But it wasn't just games. They gave you the tools of the trade.
Right, and this is where it gets really interesting, I think. The power call hotlines. 2 numbers.
Yeah, the 1-800 number for customer service, like technical help, or, and they actually mentioned this, when your dog chews up your game packs.
Huh, amazing.
Yeah.
So specific. Then the other number, the 2061, was for the game counselors.
For the hot tips and gamebuster strategies, this was your lifeline when you were stuck.
Monday to Saturday, 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time. That's dedication.
Yeah.
But imagine actually having to call someone for help, maybe long distance.
It's wild compared to now. Just pull up a YouTube video or an FAQ in seconds. This was an event.
Totally different relationship with getting help. They also showed off the NES Advantage joystick.
With turbo fire and adjustable speed. And slow-mo. That felt like cheating, but awesome cheating.
And the NES Max controller, trying out new form factors already.
And speaking of those counselors, the counselor's corner section, this was like meeting the wizards behind the curtain.
Yeah, they really hyped them up. Pride of Nintendo, best job in America. They profiled them, showed their faces, listed their high scores, favorite games, hobbies.
Like Agent 510 who liked Gauntlet, Steve Pennington for Double Dragon. It made them real people.
Exactly. And the questions they answered were the ones everyone was asking, getting through Metal Gear's mazes.
Passwords in Gauntlet. Continue codes for Ikari Warriors. These were gamer emergencies back then.
Finding the Minus World in Mario, that's legendary.
Or that...
You probably wouldn't. That's the kind of insider knowledge Nintendo Power provided.
And they weren't just giving advice, they were giving away prizes. The holiday giveaway.
Huge. Over 500 winners, 600 plus prizes. Game packs, controllers.
And a trip for 4 to Disneyland. Just for sending in the player's pull postcard.
Talk about fan engagement. They knew how to build that loyalty early on.
Then the holiday gift guide. A fold-out poster.
Oh man, the merchandise.
Yeah.
Sweatshirts, duffel bags, game cases.
Suspenders, board games, boxing robes, bed sheets.
Nintendo underwear, it never fails.
It really shows how Nintendo was becoming this massive lifestyle brand, way beyond just the console. You could live and breathe Nintendo.
And if you couldn't find the Nintendo beach towel you desperately needed, just call the company directly. Wild.
So moving to the regular sections, Pack Watch. Always exciting.
Yeah, the glimpse into the future. What was coming next?
Lots of stuff teased for the next few months. WrestleMania, Paperboy again, Operation Wolf, RoboCop.
And that crucial editor's note. Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, confirmed for December release. Imagine reading that.
Oh yeah. Christmas lists everywhere were instantly updated.
Definitely. Then NES Achievers, the wall of fame for high scores.
Bragging rights central. Seeing those Super Mario Bros. Scores maxed out at 9,999,950 by multiple people. Just wow.
That takes serious skill. Or maybe just a lot of free time.
And Nintendo fueling the fire by showing the counselors' own high scores for Gradius and Contra. Like, beat this.
Yeah, setting the bar. The video spotlight or power players was cool too. Profiling actual readers.
Putting faces to the scores, like Bill, who focused on details to master games,
Yeah, right.
or Mark Timlin, who beat Metroid like 8 times and wanted to start a Nintendo club.
That's dedication. And Diane Sipowit, who beat Ganon, Bowser, and Tyson. Her advice for Tyson: just keep trying, it gets easier. Solid life advice, really.
True. And Ron Smalik, the main feature, loved Zelter for the secrets, beat both quests super fast. He even found that ladder trick by trying magazine tips everywhere.
That kind of experimentation was key back then. You couldn't just look everything up.
The mailbox section always had some gems, too. Direct interaction.
Like that kid, Keenan, asking for excuses to play more NES.
And Nintendo's careful answer about coordination and self-esteem, but also, you know, moderation. Gotta keep the parents happy.
Smart. People asking about future guides, where tips came from.
And the origin of Mario's name. named after the landlord, Mr. Segale, apparently, and his birthday, October 11th. Essential trivia.
That hockey hunting story was great too. Driving everywhere, calling stores, finally finding ice hockey, and Nintendo's like, yeah, just call customer service next time.
Right, and tips from readers themselves. Make a map, try strange things. Good advice for any adventure game.
And Howard and Nestor were there, of course. Nestor getting help with Simon's quest this time.
Okay, now for some of the, let's say, unique content in this issue, Captain Nintendo Part 1.
Oh boy, where do you even start? Redmond, Washington. Maxwell W. Powers. Microchips.
Hot coffee spell leads to an explosion, and Brett Randalls gets superpowers from the chips, like actualizing 2D forms, controlling light.
And Emerald, the talking entity created by the blast that hopefully points out your hot cup of decaf caused the problem.
It's so wonderfully bizarre. Then Mother Brain pops out of the TV, followed by Ganon and Zelda in the real world. Cliffhanger.
Pure, unadulterated, late 80s comic book weirdness in a game magazine. I kind of love it.
Me too. Then there was that quiz. Are you a safe and sane power player, a rookie, or a Vidiot?
Yeah, the Couch Crusader Vidiot diagnosis. If you scored high, you maybe played too much, feared bedtime.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe you'd become a game counselor.
A noble goal for any Vidiot. In the celebrity profile, Jay Leno.
Right. He played NES. Favorite game, Metroid. Who knew?
It's just a fun little snapshot. But a really big deal in this issue was the Invent the Ultimate Video Game contest.
Hosted by Howard Phillips himself. The challenge was huge. Invent hardware, software, a peripheral, anything.
Send in an essay, a drawing, a model, even a video.
And the prizes. Trip to DC for the finals, Nintendo gear, college bonds up to $3,000. That's serious stuff for a kid.
Howard's tips were great too. Make it fun, different, long-lasting play value. Standard game design principles, really.
But that clause, the one saying submitted ideas became non-confidential, public domain. Makes you wonder what kind of million-dollar ideas they got sent for free.
Yeah, standard legal stuff, but still. Wow. Then there was that feature on Wu Z, the Maze Park.
So random. Amazing Greats. A real amusement park in Vacaville, California, with life-size mazes made of redwood panel.
An acre of mazes, taking like 1-2 hours to solve. Mental and physical challenge, they said.
And it had its own lore. Woozy Woozy, a monster Wooda. Like Nintendo, it started in Japan. Just a weird, cool little slice of late 80s culture.
And finally, Baseball Fever, a report on the first RBI baseball video game tournament.
Yeah, in California, sponsored by Tengen. Featuring top players, and get this, a 17-year-old Japanese champion came over and beat the top U.S. players.
Yeah, Suhisa Saruda, that's early esports right there. Very cool.
For sure. And that brings us, finally, to the top 30.
Always the heart of the magazine in some ways, the rankings.
Love the little key they had. Pink for new games, arrows for moving up, stars for holding strong. You could track the trends.
And the top 5 this issue, Zelda still number 1, then Metroid, Metal Gear, Punch-Out, and Gauntlet.
Metal Gear and Gauntlet were new and already climbing fast. Big arrivals.
And that reminder again, Zelda II is coming in December. Get ready.
They also showed the different charts. Readers loved Double Dragon and Mario 2. Pros like Metal Gear and Mega Man. Dealers pushed Double Dragon and Rad Racer. Interesting splits.
Shows who was buying, who was playing, and who was selling. And they wrapped up with the tease for next issue, Jan-Feb '89.
Big stuff coming. Zelda 2 gets the full treatment, fold-out map included.
WrestleMania Deep Dive, RoboCop maps and tips.
And the conclusion of Captain Nintendo. Will Emerald shut up? Will Tyra give up coffee? Will Link make a guest appearance?
The suspense. Plus all the regulars. Counselor's Corner, Classified Info, Pack Watch.
So yeah, looking back, issue 003. It was more than just another issue. It felt like a real marker. The holidays, the massive page count, the sheer amount of stuff packed in.
Totally. It balanced the super practical game, helped the hotlines, the tips, the scores, with this really imaginative community building side. The contests, the profiles, Captain Nintendo.
Right, it wasn't just telling you how to play, it was building this whole world around Nintendo, shaping the culture.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Did anyone who entered that Invent the Game contest actually go on to make games? How much did calling a game counselor change how you felt about beating a tough game compared to just looking it up now?
It definitely added something. A sense of shared struggle, maybe.
Yeah.
An accomplishment when you finally got through, possibly with a human voice guiding you. It's just different.
Yeah, it really was. Well, that feels like a good place to wrap up our look at Nintendo Power issue 003.
Definitely a landmark issue. Thanks for taking the trip back with us.
We'll catch you next time on Retro Rewind as we crack open issue number 4 and see what early 1989 brought to the Nintendo universe.